Hi everyone, this is Mr. Ong from Asterie. Today we are going to talk about chemical analysis. So to begin, we have the cation test, which is a test for positive metal ions. So first, before we do anything, we need to know that there are certain cations that are colored. So they are your iron 2, iron 3, and copper 2. Okay, so what is your color of iron 3, iron 2? The color of iron 2 plus is dirty green. For iron 3 plus, this is reddish brown. And for copper, this is blue. So they are actually red, green, blue. So if you ever forget, think of the primary colors RGB, red, green, blue. Okay, so for cation test, there are two tests. So first you had sodium hydroxide, next you had ammonium solution. Both of these are alkalis. So remember, these three have colors. The rest of the cations will be white. When you react them with sodium hydroxide and ammonium hydroxide, so who will dissolve in excess sodium hydroxide? So the following cations will dissolve in excess sodium hydroxide. They are your ZEP, zinc, aluminium, and lead. They are also your amphoteric oxides. So remember carefully, zinc, aluminium, and lead, ZEP will form white PPT because they are not in the color list, right? They will form white PPT soluble in excess. Alright, so who is next? So when you add your cations to ammonium hydroxide or ammonia solution, what you will get will be these two metals which can dissolve in excess. These two cations, they are your zebra crossing, which stands for zinc and copper. Okay, so zinc, as always, is not a colored cation, so it will form a white PPT soluble in excess. Copper will form a blue PPT soluble in excess. Okay, so keywords to remember: ZEP, zebra crossing. Alright, so moving on, we go to the anion test, which is the test for negative ions. So what are the 5 anions that you need to know? They are your nitrates, carbonates, chloride, iodide, and sulfates. Okay, so they are quite easy to remember. Most of them are very easy. You just need to pay attention to nitrate, because nitrate is the most tedious. So for nitrate, what you need to do, as always, nitrate is the most tedious. You survive this, then the rest are all very straightforward. For nitrate, what you need to do is add sodium hydroxide with aluminium powder, then warm and use litmus paper. Okay, so to make it easier for you, when you make nitrate, what are you supposed to see? For NO3-, you are supposed to get NH3, which is ammonia gas. So you should get ammonia gas produced. This turns your red litmus paper blue. Right? Okay, are you still with me? This is the hardest one to remember. After that, everything else is a lot easier. So for carbonate, CO3 2-, you are supposed to get CO2 gas. Okay, so by now you should already know that what reacts with acids, what reacts with carbonates? Acids. So air, for example, hydrochloric acid, get hydrochloric acid, then bubble the gas through what? Through lime water. So you should get a white PPT, so it shows you that carbon dioxide is produced. Alright, okay, so as mentioned, nitrate is the longest, but the rest are all very straightforward. So for chloride and iodide, please refer to your insoluble salts. You have your lead chloride and silver chloride as insoluble salts. So for test for chlorides, what you do is just add silver stuff or lead stuff. Okay, usually silver nitrate or lead nitrate is added. What will you get? You get a white PPT. Okay, then for iodide, you add the same thing as as you test for chloride, because they are in the same group, they are halogens. But for iodide, it's very easy to remember. Once you see a yellow PPT, most likely this is lead iodide. So lastly, for sulfate, sulfate is very easy to remember. Just listen carefully. When you see sulfate, think of barium. When you see barium, think of sulfate. So yep, that's because when you have barium reacting with sulfate, you get a white PPT. So whenever you see sulfate, think of barium. Whenever you see barium, think of sulfate. If both of them are together, a white PPT of barium sulfate will be formed. Alright? Okay, so remember, for your cation, the cation is ZEP, zebra crossing. And for your anions, once you see sulfate, think of barium. Once you think barium, think of sulfate. The rest, the hardest to remember will be nitrate. Nitrate, you need to add sodium hydroxide with aluminium powder, warm it, and use litmus paper to test for the gas. For carbonate, you have seen it a lot of times already. Add acid to carbonates, you get carbon dioxide gas, which gives a white PPT in lime water. So for chloride, think of your silver nitrate or lead nitrate, you get a white PPT. For iodide, you get a yellow PPT when you add silver nitrate or lead nitrate. Thanks for watching.